Hello everyone, and welcome to my Young and Restless official. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Victor asked Nick if he could continue to count on them as their meal together at the Genoa City Athletic Club continued. Nick pointed out to his dad that Michael quit his employment to keep his marriage intact. Nick asked his father if he truly felt the Abbotts were a threat. Just then, Jack appeared, having overheard Nick's question. He said he'd like an answer to that himself. Victor accused his nemesis of lurking and skulking. Jack wondered if they should leave that to others, a reference to the spies that Victor placed at Jabot. Victor continued to spar, prompting Jack to suggest he get some new material. After Victor left, Jack asked his former stepson if Mr. Sunshine's new disposition had something to do with Michael quitting. Nick confided that Victor is gearing up for a threat against Newman. He chastised Jack for chasing Victor off just as he was trying to get him to open up. Then, Nick vowed that Dumas would have to go through all the Newmans, starting with him, if he were to go after Nicky. Jack suggested Nick shouldn't defend his dad when it comes to the Abbotts. Nick said he was sorry the war was being reignited. Jack quipped that that made two of them. Nick added that this was all about Aristotle Dumas. Jack wished Billy would steer clear of Dumas and just focus on Abbott communications. Alone, Nick left a message for Phyllis to call him. He wanted to know what was up with Dumas. Then, Nick got a text from Sharon, who suggested they have dinner as friends. Nick wrote back that they could do it tonight. At the Jazz Lounge, Claire met with Pietro, a party planner, who revealed he was a big Nicky Newman fan and he had some larger-than-life ideas for her birthday gala. Pietro revealed just how big an admirer he is of Nicky by showing Claire a glamour shot of Nicky and Victor from the 1980s. Claire commented on how big her grandmother's hair was. After Pietro threw out a few outrageous plans for Nicky's party, Claire gently encouraged him to take a more sophisticated approach. Pietro dialed down from his idea to employ a stripper pole or incorporate Bollywood and agreed with Claire that something more intimate and elegant would be in order. Kyle joined Pietro and Claire as they continued to plan Nicky's gala. Pietro and Claire agreed on the color red being a theme. He said he envisioned a room filled with Nicky's loved ones. Claire liked that idea. Pietro took Claire's notes and went to work on the party. He suggested Claire got her tenacity from her grandmother. Kyle complimented Claire on handling Pietro's enthusiasm. He asked her if she could help Harrison choose a gift for Nicky, as his son had asked for Claire's help specifically. Meanwhile, Nicky met with Victoria at Newman Enterprises. Vicky admired the locket that Victor gave her mom as a pre-birthday present. Nicky feared that there might not be a party as Victor's actions could lead to a diminished guest list. Nicky brought Vicky up to speed on Michael quitting and how that might mean he and Lauren wouldn't come to Nicky's birthday party. The topic shifted to Victor's reaction to Kyle and Claire. Nicky feared that Claire changing Victor's mind may be impossible given Victor's control issues. After Nicky exited, Victor entered his office to talk to Vicky about Dumas. He said that their priority has to be to protect Nicky from Dumas. Vicky changed the subject and urged her father to accept Claire and Kyle. She rhetorically asked what Victor would do to Kyle, stick him in his dungeon or put him in a box and ship him to an undisclosed location as he'd done with some of his adversaries. That might be an idea, Victor quipped. He countered that had he been harder on the men in Victoria's life she might not have gotten as many divorces as she did. Victor stated he didn't want to see Claire's heart get broken. Vicky walked out after she informed her father she'd never forgive him if he had a scheme to discredit Kyle. Later, Nicky returned to Victor's office. She asked Victor if he and Vicky had argued about Kyle and Claire. Nicky pointed out that Claire was in love and urged him to give up. "Have I ever given up on my family?" Victor shot back. Getting nowhere with Kyle and Claire, Nicky changed the subject to Michael. Victor asked his wife to stop worrying about him, Kyle, and Michael. If not, he'd have to distract her. Victor did just that when he presented Nicky with another pre-birthday gift, a music box. She opened it up and noted that the music was one of the first compositions she ever played on the piano. Victor said he had it restored, and she requested this particular piece of music be added. Nicky said that the best gift he could give her would be honesty. the birthday girl asked Victor to promise not to attack the Abbotts until after her party. Traci arrived home and saw the redo of the Abbott mansion for the first time in person. Diane asked Traci what she thought of her efforts. Traci commented positively on how the Abbott mansion felt both different and not different at all. She complimented Diane on making the family home even more warm and welcoming. Diane was thrilled to hear her reaction. Traci acknowledged Diane must have been under some stress. The stress came from wondering what you all would think, Diane confessed. Diane gently asked Traci how she was doing. The author confessed that it has not been easy. Traci admitted to Diane that she hurt her feelings by not confiding in her about Martin. She was trying to protect her family, but she now considered Diane to be a part of that family. Diane shared that she has been worrying about Traci. She opened up and said it's been a journey as Traci went from being in a loving relationship, or so she thought, to realizing she was in love with a monster. Now, she's alone again and left with nothing but questions and guilt. Diane hastened to point out that Traci had nothing to feel guilty about. Traci believed that the spark that she felt with Martin was real. Diane suggested he might have had genuine feelings for Traci. But Traci wondered how anyone could torture two women, Sharon and Phyllis, the way that he had done. Diane lamented that they may never know what Martin was about. Traci missed what she thought she had with Alan, who was Martin in disguise. She wondered if any of it was real and questioned her neediness level. Diane told her sister-in-law that there was nothing wrong with wanting to be loved. Traci said she looked forward to the day when she could walk through the Abbott house and not be reminded of what Alan, or rather Martin, had put her through. Traci surmised that's why she might be happy about the new Abbott house. It's a new beginning. Diane pointed out that Martin fooled everyone and that Traci should never doubt her strength and decency. Traci agreed with Diane and added that she would never let the Martin Lawrence of the world get the best of her. Next, Jack returned home and warmly greeted Traci. She gave her blessing to the home in person. Jack said he was thinking of having Diane redo Jabot Cosmetics next, but she took a pass on doing that. Traci shared with Jack that her time in New York had partially healed her, but she added that she's not fully healed. Traci told Jack and Diane that her time in New York was very difficult in the beginning. She noted she was fortunate to have Ashley there to support her. Traci announced that she was going to turn her Ordeal with Alan/Martin into a novel. Jack and Diane commended Traci on her bravery. Then, Kyle and Harrison showed up, and Harrison gave his Aunt Traci a big hug. She told him that he must be a mind reader because a hug was just what she needed. Harrison shared that he was having trouble shipping for Nikki's birthday present because she has everything. Kyle and Harrison left to get a snack while Traci went upstairs to get settled in.